Hi, welcome to the News of the Now. I'm Jane, and I'm going to be reporting on the forces that are impacting your life. But first, let's presence with a breath, please. So I believe that the body is really intelligent and that reality itself is responding to how we are engaging in this right now moment. The world is completely changing and we're no longer just witnessing it. We're actively shaping it with every thought, word, and action. So I'm here as a guide and mirror, and I work with the 4 foundational frequencies of love, acceptance, compassion, and creativity. These are the 4 frequencies that restore coherence to the humanity. They're living codes. And so I'm inviting you, first of all, to remember your unique gifts here in this infinite living web, and to truly participate in creation. Which brings me to what's new in the news now. Yo, y'all, so this is what I'm hearing. People are wanting to just like burn the system down, like take it down. It needs to go down, crumble like to the ground. Yes, as more people are awakening and becoming aware of the extent of the corruption that's been happening in every single aspect of what we would call the system. Okay? And as people are seeing this, what I'm noticing, one of the modes of response is to protest. Okay? Big signs, right? Like, no. Okay, cool. And I'm seeing a lot of people that are communicating that in their realization that the system is a complete shit show, that it must exit stage left now. And I'm going to agree with that. And I'm also going to be this voice of reason that you may not like. And the voice of reason says, no, we actually can't burn the entire system to the ground like that. Because, and I'm going to use the word you, and I might be talking to you directly, but I'm going to be talking about the general overall you. I am included in that overall you. It's the all of us, okay? Especially like all of us is a nugget of a collective field of human. So here's the thing. If the system were to totally crumble in this right now moment, we would not know what to do, now would we? We would not have an education system already in place. Do you expect the teachers to continue to show up if they're not getting paid? Some would, most won't. Because they're going to be like, oh shit, the rest of the system is crumbled. I don't know how to go get food because I don't have a garden and I don't know my neighbors, and the system isn't working to mass produce all the food to take it to the grocery store for me to buy. If the system completely crumbles overnight, humans wouldn't know what to do. We're not prepared for that. We don't even have relational skills to relate with ourselves, to relate with our body, to healthfully relate with our mind, to relate with the earth, to relate with the community, to even relate to family members or neighbors. And if we can't truly relate, then how are we going to take care of ourselves and each other? Because here's the thing, if the system completely crumbles in this right now moment, we will not be placed in a position of like, that's fine, I don't need them, I'll just take care of myself. It doesn't work like that. We are interdependent beings at our core, meaning I can take care of myself and I need others around me because there is an aspect of our wellness that is very social. We have to be social. We're social creatures. Anyway, if the pharmaceutical company closes, right? shuts down part of the system because people realize that it's been taken over and used as a manipulating poison mechanism, especially here in the West. Well, here's the thing. Some people need medication. Some people need blood pressure medicine. Some people need thyroid medicine. Some people need this, that, and the other. Like, some people are in a position where they need that. And we might be able to look back and tell you why they need it. But either way, in the here and the now, they need a pharmaceutical. So if the whole pharmaceutical system crumbles in this right now moment, they would all hurt and die. They don't have the knowledge base of the wisdom of the plant kingdom and food system to truly heal their body from the inside out, if that is even a possibility. Okay? So we can look at every single system. If our government completely shuts down, okay, and the impact of that, travel, mail, like those are the two that come to mind. There's a million others. Like everything is so interconnected. So if there is a spider web and it's this web of the system, and we take a big stick and we just clear it down, we have to build a new one. Okay? Well, if you're the spider on the web, you don't necessarily want to completely annihilate your already janky web, because that's your home, like it or not. So what we start doing is we start building a new web now. We start releasing our dependence upon the web of the system that's been truly just winding us in looping patterns of dis-ease and fighting and separation and all that stuff. So although people are like, I want the system to crumble, you can't handle the crumble. We have to start creating. We have to start creating. We can look to a bajillion other countries at ways of being that work. I don't feel that there's one country out there that we can look at and be like, all of that is A-okay, and that's exactly what I would want. However, we could look at this country and be like, I really do like their healthcare system. And we can look at this other country and be like, I really like the way they have mass transit. I really do. Look at this other country and be like, and I really like their education system. I really like how this country honors the feminine. I really love how this country honors the earth as a whole. You know, and I love how that country just banned GMOs, you know, so we can take the bits and pieces if we don't have our own ideas. Okay, so we can use other places as inspiration. That's where we are. This is the news of the now. This is where we are. This is where the universe is like, you gotta start creating your own reality, because the system is crumbling. It is. It is more than faltering. It is dissolving. The vampiric energies, the blood-sucking energies, the fear-mongering, controlling mechanisms of the system are coming to their end. Well, now we can fight about it, right? We can tell them to hurry up. We can tell them how to get out. Some people, that's their job. Like, some people are here to hold that frequency of like, fight them and all that stuff. Cool. And the majority of us really need to create. So that means that we get to use this energy of the year of the horse. It's got a lot of yang energy, temper it with our own internal water, our bodies. This like saltwater system to create new ideas. Because you have really cool ideas. You have a really unique perspective on maybe how to create a permaculture garden in the middle of a city. I don't know. You might have a community of mothers with children who have been meeting once a week, and now you're ready to up it a notch and just start meeting every day, and that would be your homeschooling or community schooling, whatever. You have a unique business plan. You know how to code. You can make apps. You can come up with regenerative practices. Your heart wants to experience something that only your heart is here to experience. Those things create the new reality. Those things, those heart callings are what creates new systems, because the heart is a relational aspect of ourself. So everything that your heart is like, I really want to do this, it's going to relate to another part of life, whether it's the waters, it's the mountains, it's the soil, it's the tree kingdom, it's the children, it's the puppies, it's women, it's men, it's this, it's that. There's something in you that is so called to adding your mark into the world. Now is the time to start it, to continue it, to speak it, to be seen in it. It doesn't mean you have to completely annihilate the reality that you're living in or have been living in to start creating the new. No. But it doesn't mean, and it also doesn't mean that you have to wait for the old system to be gone for you to step into what you're here to do. The news of the now, the forces that are impacting your life, is that the system is crumbling, and it's up to you to create a new. No pressure, but get off your butt and start doing it. Please get off your butt and start doing it. It's going to be messy. This is why you start now. Because you're not a professional future you. You are absolutely who and where you're supposed to be, so that as you start putting forth your creative ideas, whatever they may be, that serves life as a whole, not fights it and separates it. It's an eternal process. Like, it can be totally forever. Because once you get to that, like, I wrote the thing, or I created the business, well, you're not done. You're like, we're never done, but you got to start, because otherwise we end up living the same loop over and over again, generation after generation after generation. Insert eye roll. Like, are y'all just like not done with that? Are you not over that? Are you not over like not having enough? Are you not completely bored with the fighting and the separation of like, you voted for that and it's like, yes. And let's play together, Let's create something new, so that eventually the people who are in positions of power, of influence, of status, are those that we truly look up to for the quality of human that they are, not just how much money they have or how much power they have to control. Because I tell you what, the more we step into our creatorship with the fire under our ass of the timeline that says, oh no, it's now, the more we each become inspiring. We each become influential. We each become the expression of our most divine character. I think that's pretty A-okay. And it's now. So, if you are standing on whatever ground you're standing on and you're like, the system needs to burn down. Bet. You better be ready. Because imagine, right? It's like, oh, and then here's the thing too, and I want to speak to this. So people are like, system needs to crumble. Okay, so system crumbles. Well, then what you gonna do, right? Because we've been so programmed to rely on the system for so many things. So what ends up happening then is people don't necessarily have the confidence and worthiness to step into their creatorship. And so then they don't even acknowledge that the system needs to crumble, that it is crumbling, and will in fact, in some way, try to protect it. Keep the system exactly as it is because I'm too afraid of change. I don't want to be responsible. I don't want to be accountable. I don't have social skills enough to meet and communicate with my neighbors because they have different opinions or they're different from me. They have a different cultural background. I don't understand them. What if they don't understand me? I have so much fear. So what I'm going to do instead is placate the system and not be inspired and courageous enough to create something new. Just notice where you are in this now when it comes to the system as a whole. And notice where others are. Grace be to all. We're all in our own timeline. And I do want to share this, that no matter where you are, if what you're called to do truly is to like keep the fire alive in a really big, yelling, like aggressive, protesting kind of way, okay. If what you're being called to do is be like a slow, the bellow that slowly breathes on the fire to keep it alive, and that's in the form of meditating and praying for a future a now that is beautiful and peaceful and united, then that's your role. My invitation is to look to the new, look to things that maybe have never been done before, look to what inspires you. Focus on, because every thought, word, and action, again, is shaping our reality. Focus on what lights you up, what brings you joy, what brings you closer to God, Mother, Father, God, Creator, Universe, the Source, the Wonder, like whatever you call it. Love, whatever. The divine. I could go on bajillion names for this, like nebulous of the source. Like, who knows? Anyway, my point. If it brings you, follow what brings you closer to the earth, to stillness, to peace, to joy. Follow those, follow your bliss. Some people don't know what bliss is. Some people are so far removed from bliss that it is like a pipe dream. But if you're following an activated nervous system, if you're following fighting, if you're following pain and suffering, and that's the only ways of being that are being elicited within you, trust that will be what you continue to create through your being. Ugh, that's just my opinion. So, we have freedom, we have autonomy, and we have the ability to choose in every now moment. What are we adding to the world? What are we giving back? And what are we receiving? Like, what are we taking in? It's all a choice. It's all a choice. No right, no wrong. We're eternal beings. I'm just rather impatient, and I want it now. I want gardens all over the place so I can look out and be like, oh, look, there's the garden and the apples are on the trees and nobody's hungry because we grow the food because the earth is so full of it. Nobody has like dirty water because we started caring for the waters. What? Uh, we started walking and using bikes because we like to move our body. We have overcome this sedentary system. Anyway. So yeah, I mean, maybe you can even like notice like that's what I even envision. Like I see that. And every step I make is walking toward it. It's what I talk about. It's what I desire. It's when I feel into that, it brings a sense of spaciousness into my body and my soul. My heart kind of starts to like do this little like, fuck yeah, that feels nice. You know, I imagine children safely playing. That feels good. Like, that feels so good. And then I'm talking about it, so I'm adding the pattern into the world through cymatics. Because my heart and my mind, like, it's all connecting. I'm going on a tangent. I don't want to. That'll be a different news. Information station. That'll be a Jane the Brain segment. So, anyway, create. Leave a comment. What do you envision? What can only you see? What can only you create? And you may not know, but you do know. You do know, because it's you. You know? You are the gift. You are creation, creating itself in every now moment. And you, as creation creating itself, is also creating creation all around you through your thoughts, words, and actions. How beautiful is that? That you are created to work as consistent creation, to create creation outside of you. Delicious, isn't it? Isn't that delicious? So, that's what I wanted to share today. So thank you for joining the Eternal Now. It's a transmission. And I will leave you with one reminder. And it is that God is here. And you are a part of it. So take that with you. Until next time, see you on another now.